Welcome back to the World Championship Series Europe Round of 16 Premier League Group D this evening. Our final group of the Round of 16. We'll also have the draw for the Round of 8 at the end of tonight as well. Just 3 more games away from that. We're going to concentrate on the losers bracket next. First of all, let's take a quick look at the bracket and show you how the 2 players have advanced to the upper bracket. It's going to be Stardust versus San. It's a PvP. It's Korean versus Korean. And it's pretty much as we expected, Mr. James Kalaris Carroll.
Yes, it is. The 2 Protoss in this group are very, very strong, especially against Zergs.
Yes, very much so. Not really a surprise in the end. I mean, we kind of hoped that one of them might squeak past. Nerchio looked really good game 1, but then San's got his number, hasn't he, after that? He really did figure him out and went back to his old strategy. And why has no one figured that out yet?
It's very difficult to hold off. Like, if you hold off the first wave, it's like, yeah, but then the second wave
There's
comes.
another one,
like,
and the third wave.
Yeah.
And the 4th after that.
Pretty strong.
These 2 have a little bit of history. A little bit of history would be an understatement, frankly. They have played each other 11 times, LiveZerg and Nerchio. And as you'd expect in ZVZs, because they can be quite tough, they've gone in ebbs and flows. LiveZerg actually won 4 in a row against Nerchio. Nerchio right now is on a hot streak against them. He's won their last 3. It's 6-5 overall to Nerchio, 13-14 in favour of LiveZerg in maps, though. Not much between them then.
Yeah, I think that something that is very, very prevalent in the idea of Zerg versus Zerg right now is the fact that a lot of it's roaches. But then...
And a little bit of swarmers.
Oh, sometimes. Yeah, certainly. But the thing is that if it's in that mid-game stage and it's just roaches, you don't really have to make a huge amount of decisions as to what's going on as long as you've got past the early game of Lings, Banelings, etc. So it comes down to how good you are at deciding when engagements are going to happen and how well you're going to set up engagements. And one thing that's especially scary is the way in which Nerchio can do that and the way he sets up good concaves to battle in open areas.
Yeah, Matt Vito just completed King Sejong remove. Frost Overgrowth Merry-Go-Round. Surprising merry-go-round?
Not too much in ZVZ. It can be okay.
Should be Frost second, Overgrowth. Should be Frost first, Overgrowth second, though, surely.
Yeah, I mean, merry-go-round can still sneak in, but doesn't in the end, because the 2 maps that are always here seem to always get on through.
Yeah, we've got some updated stats on the maps, actually. 36 times so far Overgrowth's been played, not including to Group D's matches, round of 16 and round of 32. 33 times Frost and 27 King Sejong Station. So those 3 are by far and away the most popular maps. Why?
Just solid. I mean, Frost is the map that has stood the test of time so far. It's kind of like the... I was about to compare it to Daybreak because Daybreak was just around forever and people seemed to like it, but then eventually people didn't like it, and that's by the by. And then Overgrowth, again, we spoke about it a little bit yesterday. Third's okay to be able to take, defend, etc. And a lot of things do revolve around that third nowadays. Yeah,
King Sejong seems to have become more popular as the season's gone on as well. People getting used to it, do you think?
Yeah, especially, we see more of the Koreans playing on King Sejong than not. Probably because, they take a lot of influences from their counterparts over in Korea. It's been around in the Korean scene for a long time as well, and people are getting more and more used to it, which is nice. Okay,
key factor between these 2 is it's a ZVZ, which is great for Nerchio. It's his best matchup statistically. It's not quite the best one for LiveZerg, though. He doesn't feel completely comfortable on it, but it's not as bad as his ZVT. So I guess you could say that he's okay with it. As you can see on your screen right now, recent form, 7-6 for Nerchio against Zergs and 6-5 against LiveZerg. That's a weird stat, isn't it? You see Zerg and LiveZerg. It's like dead Zerg, LiveZerg. 8-7 in WCS 2014. Not the greatest overall WCS record, just about in the positive ratio right now, but that's not going to bother him tonight. It's all about the ZVZ. He's got to come through this if he wants any chance at salvation in the last match.
Yeah, and I think going into this one, Nerchio's got to be the clear favourite. I mean, with their previous record as of late against one another, and then also the way in which I've watched actually quite a lot of Nerchio's ZVZ, and he takes really, really good engagement. I'm guaranteeing you, once we get into these games, and if we see open-ended battles, 9 times out of 10, he gets the good concave over his opponent, and that's something scary to go up against.
Seen quite a lot of long ZVZ games recently. Do you expect these ones to go long, or do you think one of them will pull out something tricky?
I think it's up in the air. I'm a bit undecided on that question, actually. Again, Nerchio's mid-game's very good. I'm not really too familiar with LiveZerg's EVZ, I must admit. We don't really get to see a whole lot of games from outside of online cups and stuff. So overall, I have to give the favour to Nerchio with this.
Right. Okay, well, does youth beat experience? Let's find out in our first lower bracket game now, where one of these two will go home out of the round of 16. The last one will live to survive to fight another day, or rather 2 days, because they will then go through to our losers bracket game against the loser of the upper bracket final. We've still got Sand versus Stardust to come, but first, let's have our game in the lower bracket. See which Zerg can go through.
Hello everybody and welcome to the WCS casting desk once again. And I am joined by my lovely partner in crime. It is the Muslim, Benjamin Baker.
Hello, Sean Apollo.
Hello, man.
Clark.
How you doing?
I'm doing really well. And we're getting right on into this, actually, between LiveZerg and Nerchio. I'm looking very forward to this match.
I know, this game started faster than I imagined it to. We're already loading in. Whoop-de-doo-de-doo. Nerchio versus LiveZerg. Acer versus Vega Squadron. It is going to be the lower bracket game of today. One of them continues on in this tournament. The other is unfortunately eliminated. Up here to the top left of Frost. Playing for Team Acer, it's Nerchio. I was playing with production then. I was testing their ability to hang on.
I noticed. I watched you do it.
All right, and down here to the bottom right-hand side of Frost as the blue Zerg player, it's LiveZerg.
Oh, you're a keeper, Sean. You are.
Well, at least they're not making mistakes, which is good. And I was testing their boundaries.
It's always good
and
to
they
make
passed
sure.
the test. Well done, guys.
It's always good to make sure that people are on their toes, you know. And Sean, you do it better than anybody.
That's what I'm here for, Ben. All right, let's talk serious business. Zerg versus Zerg, or as some know it as, Roach versus Roach.
You're getting deep here. You're getting real deep.
What are you expecting to see, Benjamin Baker?
You've about to call me Benjamin Button. I think you were. Okay, on a serious note, ZVZ, we have, Nerchio against LiveZerg. These guys have played quite a bit in the past, apparently. 6-5, that's quite a lot of matches between them. And they're all in these online cups in which you play for a bit of money each week, but you take it extremely serious. And 6-5 in favor of Nerchio. That's a pretty darn close set of results between them. So
they're going to know each other well.
Yeah, know each other well. And Nerchio opens up with a pool first and gas. Yeah,
this is not quite the norm, let's say. It's definitely an indication towards aggression here from Nerchio, depending on what he sees eventually from what LiveZerg has, which is not a too late gas, I suppose, but obviously nowhere near what Nerchio has.
Like, LiveZerg's build is extremely standard, so you have the hatchery, you have the pool afterwards, and then you have the gas. So nothing out of the norm, but Nerchio going for a gas, or a pool, then a gas. 2 guys on the gas too, so he's homing in on that 100 gas mark, maybe for speed, getting his hatch pretty late actually with this, but definitely wants to do some aggression. I can't imagine anything else from him.
Fortunately from Nerchio, they've sworn cross positions, which means it's very difficult for LiveZerg to actually read into this fast, because he went for a hatchery first, which means the Zerglings are quite late and the Overlords are far away. So Nerchio has the game in his hands. Of course, when he gets over there, he may start to build a plan around this. It could be, I mean, he could throw down the Baleen Nest shortly, he could flood with Zerglings.
Still getting gas, and hits the 50 gas mark, which could be Banelings, and sees a couple of Lings on the field here. But you're totally right. When you see cross positions like this, your initial thought is, well, the distance to my opponent's base is that much greater, meaning that if I am going for this aggressive build, it's going to be worse. But the Overlords get your base that much later too, so LiveZerg isn't truly aware of what's happening yet.
Good micro there from Nerchio as well, pulling back that low health Zergling. Speed is not too far away from Nerchio. He has thrown down the Baleen Nest behind, and it is actually inside his main base, which is more difficult to scout. Remember, LiveZerg still without any information on his opponent at all. Lings, Zerg, I mean, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. He knows he went for a pool first because the Lings got there so fast, but anything else, it's not on his radar yet. But LiveZerg's not taking this lightly. He's getting his own speed, getting a lot of lings, and his Baneling Nest is not too far behind.
Yeah, it looks like Nerchio's going to feint a bit of aggression here, just 8 extra Zerglings, but he's still droning at this point, so he's going to have to be careful. He will go in the lead when it comes to the income. 4 Banelings are being morphed. It's not a huge amount, and to be honest, this is going to get dealt with quite easily with the amount of lings that are coming out for LiveZerg, so...
LiveZerg spots it. Yeah, LiveZerg spots it immediately. He also sees these speedlings, but nice micro by Nerchio, cancelling those 2 lings and just marching away with them.
Yeah, this is... it's not going to be that good for Nerchio here. He's got to be careful about a counterattack, I would imagine, because there's still so many lings being produced for LiveZerg.
And he is thinking about that counterattack potential already, as you mentioned, getting a Spine Crawler, still droning, sprinkling in lings there too. But this is a big army by LiveZerg marching across the map.
Yes, it is. Nerchio has to be very careful about that, building more lings and probably morph some defensive Banelings here. He does have that one Baneling that could do some magic, but...
Nobody
wants
to date that Baneling, and he does blow up there, getting a couple of lings, but LiveZerg's now droning up, so this isn't an all-in attempt by him by any means, but if we look at the drone count, 31 to 28, both staying relatively even, but that Spine Crawler will definitely help out in this fight.
It will definitely help out. Nerchio should be fine. He's got enough units here. Queen, Spine Crawler. The layer has been thrown down for LiveZerg. You can see the back and forth tug-of-war battle between the two of them when it comes to droning and tech, and currently LiveZerg's taken a lead. He has... slightly more drones, and is about to really increase his tech. And with going up to the layer so fast here, it either means he's going to play Mutalisk, or if he throws down the Roach Warren soon, he's going to have a very, very fast Roach speed. But pretty good for LiveZerg so far.
Very good for LiveZerg. The fact that he's only getting 3 gases here, he didn't rush for all 4 gases, I think it's more likely going to be Roach. Whereas Nerchio, he immediately threw down all 4 gases at the same time, and LiveZerg does take his 4th gas now, so could be anything from either one of them, but LiveZerg looks more indicative of Roaches here.
All right, well, he's about to take his 3rd base. He's got map control with the lings on the other side of the map, and he's fully saturated his 2 bases just about now. And overall, an equalish game. Spire comes in for LiveZerg.
Pretty old school styles here. And, you know, Nerchio is the kind of guy that also likes to sprinkle in a Spire here and there. Lots of Banelings on the field for Nerchio, so we will be able to get a 3rd base as well, but everything's just a little bit slower for him than LiveZerg. Oh! Missed that detonation, all his Banelings. Oh! Wow. Okay. ZVZ's worrisome, man.
I know, I mean, heartbeat rises.
I don't know how you do this all the time, casting a ZVZ lock, Sean.
Oh, that was a big hit, you know? I gotta watch these Baneling hits, man. Sometimes I get used to them, sometimes I don't. And this Ling run by is pretty dangerous too. They actually get onto the Queens, but they do get pushed off here. So it's actually Spire play versus slower Spire play by the looks of it from Nerchio. He's got a slower 3rd base. He doesn't have, you know, the same gas count as his opponent because of this slow 3rd.
And he's really trying to go for this 3rd, but Nerchio does keep it alive. Lots of extra lings coming on the field for LiveZerg here. And with this amount of lings on the field, do you think Nerchio is going to sniff out the fact that he's probably going Spire?
Yeah, I think they both know by now, the way this has played out so far. He's not certain, but you can imagine that's the case.
Much quicker Mutas for LiveZerg, too.
He's ahead in quite a different set of ways, really.
And yeah, this all stems from the fact that Nerchio went for this very aggressive build early on. But LiveZerg, he paid attention and he didn't want to take any early damage. And this could all be because these guys have played against each other so much. Oh, so many Zerglings blowing up to those Banelings here.
Well, that can change the pace of the game very fast. And if Nerchio's able to get some crippling damage to this 3rd, but unfortunately not, as the Mutalisk do pop right in the nick of time. And well, LiveZerg continues to be in the lead. He's got more Mutalisk. He's got them out fast, which means he's going to start killing Overlords, which means he takes map control even more so in this game. And Nerchio's on the back foot here. And it all comes down to the Mutalisk count at the end of the day.
One thing that Nerchio did very well, to say his 3rd was later, immediately gets the gases going. So how far behind in Mutas is he really going to be? It shouldn't be too much. And but the upgrade thing, the fact that he's getting his +1 armor so much later as well, LiveZerg's just going to be in a pretty comfortable position. But so many lings still dealing a lot of damage here. This is good by Nerchio.
Yeah, this is good. He's going to get cleaned up, but he's trying to slow down the drone count here. And in fact, LiveZerg's not actually mining from that 3rd base gas. So that's quite important because Nerchio is, which means he can start to catch up in this game.
But defense-wise, as soon as LiveZerg starts marching onto the other side of the field,
Yeah.
Nerchio's drones, he doesn't have the lings to take the damage from LiveZerg's lings and the mutas. How fast are they going to clean up the lings too? It's getting close.
Tense game between the both of them. It's very difficult to take a Mutalist fight in this game because neither of them have a significant lead. Maybe the upgrade lead from LiveZerg could be his way, but overall, with not having reinforcements there, you usually equal out in the Mutalist fight, which can sometimes hurt you as well.
Nerchio has a lot of gas to spend on mutas here too. Like we talked about how his third was later, his spy was later, and now for this period of time, this is where LiveZerg is taking great advantage of his upgrade lead, and lots of overlords being called on the map here. This is not good for Nerchio whatsoever.
Yeah, nice. Actually, that's a bad fight for LiveZerg, I think, with Queens in the mix because of the transfuses. But I guess he does have that carapace lead, so it's the reason why I took that fight. And the count still relatively equal, slight lead coming in for LiveZerg, who's getting on top of those Queens.
I like how LiveZerg's handling this, though, because he knows he has the upgrade lead. He doesn't know for how long, and he was just making sure that he tries to deal as much damage as possible. And he was droning behind this as well, so 67 drones for LiveZerg against 61 of Nerchio.
Well, the Mutalist lead still slightly in favor of LiveZerg, just by a little bit here. And no one's really taken a massive lead in the game. It's just kind of a small one currently for LiveZerg.
As soon, if he keeps that fourth up, though...
Yeah, that's when it really changes.
Because any little gas income, and if they both continue to just make only mutas, LiveZerg's going to have that little advantage throughout the whole game.
I think Nerchio might have to pull a trick here, and unless he starts to outplay and outmaneuver his opponent with Ling run-bys and drag your opponent one way, then put Lings in the other way, he'll need a big switch-up, like getting the Infestors out to be able to pin his opponent's Mutalist down and be able to kill them that way, because, like you said, if they continue on the same pathway, and especially with the fourth base faster for LiveZerg, he's going to win eventually in the fight.
I like this little Baneling run-by. If it doesn't get spotted, this could deal a lot of damage and get him back into the game, but there's an Overlord at the bottom here, so we should see it. Maybe Nerchio wants to try and force some fights that he's not going to win, but just to distract his opponent. Yeah,
that's what he's doing in the middle of the map right now with these Mutalisks. Look, he is distracting.
He's a battle master, he really... And look, they are actually getting in there. This is a lot of damage that's going to... Oh! Lots. Holy crap. He just killed so many drones there. That should never have happened.
Brilliant move there. Brilliant move there from Nerchio. But he's still behind in the Mutalist count currently, and even behind in the upgrades, which is a big advantage here for LiveZerg. But again, Queen's in assistance and support here with transfuses. It's not going to be easy for LiveZerg to break Nerchio, but he's going to attempt it with this upgrade advantage. And so far, it's, well, quite close at the moment. It looks like LiveZerg is edging out a little bit.
Yeah, it's such a close amount of mutas here. If you keep the Zerglings below the mutas, though, it spreads the glaive attack. So this fight, but it looks like LiveZerg's just got too much. 18 mutas against the 4 of Nerchio. LiveZerg's doing...
He's cracked him here. And, well, the advantage from the very beginning is finally turned into a huge one, as LiveZerg's on the edge of winning this currently, as he's knocked Nerchio's Mutalist count 2-0, pretty much.
And Nerchio's going to try and do some counterattack damage here, and it is damage being done, but losing all these Overlords, all these drones, no more mining at this third, GG is called.
LiveZerg.
I was...
he's not a dead Zerg.
He's no dead Zerg. He is living up to his name. He is the LiveZerg. But great play by both of them that game. Nerchio went for something, didn't quite work out, but that Baneling run-by, I thought that was going to get him into the game. If he had some spores back at home, just ready for that counterattack, that could have been a totally different game. Even one spore might have really saved him there.
When Mutalist versus Mutalist happens, it is very difficult to topple the player who takes a lead earlier on.
LiveZerg has a very serious look about him.
He ain't messing around. He didn't get a visa from Russia to come here today to mess around.
He didn't. And did you hear about his visa story?
No, I didn't. Please.
So he went to the airport, and his visa was for July, not June. So he had to go back home and get like another one or something along those lines, and only arrived here. Like he said, he was kind of falling asleep in his first series. So unfortunate for him, but he still displays that he's very capable of very solid play here. Those Russian visas, eh?
Those Russian visas.
Trying to stop these Russians from getting out and owning all these tournaments.
But they make you their way out.
What?
They make their way out of Russia.
Oh, yeah, they do. They certainly do.
They make their way out. Nothing but the best at the StarCraft World Championship Series. All right, so we're getting loaded into map number 2 now. It is going to be overgrowth between these two players, and currently the player from Acer in Poland is facing defeat, facing last place, unless he turns this around. And he's no slouch in Zerg versus Zerg, but neither seems to be LiveZerg.
Yeah, Nerchio was banking on LiveZerg not reacting half as well as he did there. He wanted to deal damage, he wanted to deal it fast. And while LiveZerg got to Bane Ling a little bit later than Nerchio, he did it with a much superior economy. So it was one of the worst situations that Nerchio could be in. Tried to make, and then he was playing catch-up the whole game in the Muta race.
All right, we're into map number 2 here. As up to the top right of Overgrowth, playing for Team Acer, it's Nerchio. Getting hype for this to Muslim. And down here in the bottom left-hand side, playing for Vega Squadron, it's LiveZerg.
I was about to say, are you going to do the same noise again? Because that was pretty cool.
It makes me hype, man.
Dude, you're making me hype.
Listen to that music. And now it's gone, and now there's no hype. We just need that. Just keep playing throughout the entire start of the game.
That would be sick. That would change the whole face of StarCraft.
And then what we do is we get the we buy the CD, the music CD from Gladiator.
Oh.
And then we just put that on and leave it playing throughout the whole series.
That'd be so sick. You mean the like da 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 da? I'm not going to keep on doing it. It's got a terrible voice.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Okay, so here there's no early game shenanigans, like no 10 pools or 9 pools going off, which is cool to see. Both going up to 15 supply here. So, oh, but Nerchio going for a pool first against a hatch first again. So, within regards to ZVZ builds and what's ahead and what's better, well, hatch first against pool first, you just kind of leak out, or you do eke out a little bit ahead. A few extra drones here, a bit of better tech here.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you have fewer queens
It's,
later, but that's not such a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a nice move from LiveZerg here. Just kind of saying, all right, I'm ahead. This guy is going to be a little bit worried. Let me go hatchery first and, you know, edge out while his opponent is a little bit worried here and is going to go spawn and pull first. Just a safer opening here from Nerchio, but like I said earlier, Nerchio's an expert in this matchup. He really, really is. So I'd expect him to come back and fight for this one and put a score on his, well, next to his name.
One thing that Nerchio has always had very good is his micro. I worded that incredibly terrible, but he's always had insanely good micro and unit control. So him putting himself at a little bit of a deficit, but it isn't a tremendous one. I think the fact that his control is so good, he's the kind of player that thinks, well, at least I'm safe against everything. I'm not just going to immediately lose the game against something stupid. I just have to play a little bit better than my opponent to make sure that I can win.
All right, well, let's see if he can do that then. As both players do have very similar gas count, you can see it's just a slight second lead of 1 drone in favor of Nerchio there. But it's pretty much identical, so...
Even the gases are very similar, so a bit of an inferior build, but Nerchio's making the most of the situation, keeping up in gas. He's going to have Ling speed at the same time as his opponent. Gets the Lings in earlier to scout exactly what's going off too, so not going to be in the dark here.
This is definitely one advantage of going spawn and pull first, is to be able to get the Lings inside your opponent's base to be able to know what he's up to. Whereas if you look on the other side of the scale, really, LiveZerg, what does he know in terms of what's going on in Nerchio's base? Nada.
Absolutely nothing. Does not know when that Ling speed is going to be kicking in, and usually, an early Baneling nest for LiveZerg here also, and for Nerchio. So mirror builds pretty much if you disclude the fact that it was hatch first against pool first.
Yep.
They're both very fond of this Ling Baneling style, it seems. Both are very confident in their early game micro.
Nerchio's missing an overload though compared to LiveZerg, so this is actually a little bit bad because LiveZerg can actually open up his supply now to start building a lot of units. Whereas Nerchio can't as much. If you notice, he's got to wait till that overload finishes and then he can start. So unfortunately for LiveZerg, he's not going to capitalize, obviously not knowing what his opponent's slight mistake was there. Only builds 6 Lings and then continues to drone.
LiveZerg have started making overlord speed and quickly cancelled it to get lair. I was about to say, like, whoa, what's he getting overlord speed for? But, you know, rectified that mistake there. Gas is going down for LiveZerg. Just 1 extra, though. Not rushing all 4 like we saw last game.
Right. But we have Nerchio on 2 gases.
And he's been on them for a while. He's already at 200 gas.
Starting to build up a very good gas count. Is this going to be for a super duper majupa kind of Ling Baneling attack from 2 bases, a high Baneling bust?
The fact that he's making so many Lings is scaring me right now.
This is going to be a lot. This is going to be so many Banelings. Not just a few, so many.
So many Banelings. I like your voice when you do that. But an Evo Chamber going down in the main of Nerchio, this is kind of going to be too late to serve any purpose, I feel.
I guess depending on how successful or not this is, can help out a lot. But LiveZerg actually gets inside the main base, and he spots the lack of layer, which is huge. At this point of the game, when yours is finished and your opponent hasn't even started his, double Spine and defensive Banelings get morphed in.
Yeah, it starts whipping out the Banelings now and the Spine Crawlers, but that's a lot of Banelings. I don't think he's going to have any kind of clue how many Banelings are really going to hit him.
All right, Nerchio's got to spread his Banelings here if he's going to make this work, because a couple of Banelings, just 2, could kill them all if they're clumped up. So here we go. How is he going to do this? Brings down 1 Spine.
And lots of Banelings running in here. These drones do split up kind of well, but the Spine Crawlers do die without being cancelled here. So nice trading by Nerchio.
Yeah, this is a great attack from Nerchio, a really good attack. And with the reinforcements coming down as well, we'll see if LiveZerg can hold on. He's down in supply, he's hurting for sure, and there's a lot more units coming across. Luckily, he didn't lose that many drones, which is the big part of this. So it's not over yet.
Only 7 drones killed when he had 15 Banelings running into his mineral lanes. That was very good execution by LiveZerg, but Nerchio got a pretty big supply lead here to say it's so early in the game, and lots of Lings standing outside his door and Banelings morphing in yet again.
Yeah, but they're very similar in drones, and it's the upgrade, or sorry, the supply lead is just units, but he can't really use them properly against good defensive Baneling spreads.
3rd hatch going down, still no lair for Nerchio, so very low tech game by him. He's trading very well against these Banelings of LiveZerg, just trading single Lings for them, so nice unit control by Nerchio here. Ooh.
And Nerchio's going to be playing a numbers game so far in this game, with a faster 3rd base, more units, more drones potentially, but not really the upgrades, or not upgrades, but more going up towards layering for future units. He now throws it down. Roach Warren is also put down by LiveZerg, who's still trailing a little bit in supply.
Now we have a lair on the way for Nerchio. LiveZerg's getting +1/+1 upgrades, pretty early armor. Roach Warren, so Roach's Aura's unit of choice. Oh, these Banelings so close to these Zerglings. Oh, that was a nice trade by Nerchio, trading 2 Banelings for 3.
But I think the longer this game goes on, the better it is for LiveZerg, obviously. With 1/1 Roach upgrades coming in, the Roach Warren down, he can go up to Roach speed. Nerchio's only banking on, the next couple of minutes. He needs to get a big lead here.
That was sick by Nerchio, sending 1 Ling forward to the Banelings while running the rest of them away. But you have to take into account that Nerchio has a huge amount of drones, so even if he gets behind on upgrades, economically, he's doing insanely well here. And it looks like he's able to cancel the 3rd here too, probably.
If he can cancel this 3rd, this is really big for Nerchio. A big move for the Polish player, and he shall be able to get this. Great movement with his Lings as well. The carapace finishes in the last second, and that's a really good thing for him. But it's not a game-winning move, because there's still a lot of Roaches on the way, and they will also have a carapace upgrade. And Nerchio must fight with Zerglings alone against a lot of Roaches that are about to come across.
His Roach Warren has only just started here.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I had to make some kind of weird noise because that's such a bad situation to be in, and his only hope here is keeping LiveZerg on his side of the map, which Nerchio's doing extremely well. Coming to cancel that 3rd again. Solid. Even a big surround on these Roaches, but these Roaches with that 1 armor upgrade do not die very quickly, so pretty nice trading by LiveZerg here.
Yeah, pretty decent trading, but it looks like Nerchio's going to wear down this Roach count, which is important to him. Remember that Nerchio does have a production advantage with the 3rd hatchery down, but still, this is a big army that LiveZerg's building, and Nerchio now just getting his own Roaches. They are going to be lesser in upgrades, as we will have +1 complete for LiveZerg.
We have Centrifugal Hux upgrading 2 for LiveZerg. This means we're going to see Banelings.
This means war!
I'm kind of surprised by that, though, given that the Zerglings already have +1 armor, and he's hoping for a big Roach Baneling bust, obviously. But, and they do well against the Roaches still, but I always feel that the Banelings, they're so inefficient for cost against Roaches. 50 minerals and 25 gas per Baneling, when a Roach is just 25 minerals more. I feel it's the kind of style that you'd try to do when you're already ahead.
Well, Nerchio, prepare the defense, my son. as you're about to encounter a pretty nasty push. But so far, it looks okay with 17-20 roaches. Here come the banelings. He's got a spread against these, and he is continuing to build roaches. 16 additional roaches. That production from that third hatchery is really kicking in.
It is kicking in. LiveZerg's getting funny upgrades too, getting the melee upgrades for his banelings here. Not armor anymore. And banelings for Nerchio too. ZVZ is changing.
Yeah, well, I think Nerchio's going to be fine here. He's got a lot of roaches. His upgrades are at 1-1 as well.
That feisty little Ling in the main base. Is he going to get a drone? Doesn't look like it. Almost got 2 of them down. But now Nerchio has a solid 40 supply lead. His upgrades are still looking pretty good. Yes, he's going to be behind LiveZerg soon, but oh, this is a game of numbers now. This is a lot of roaches knocking at LiveZerg's front door.
Yeah, a lot of roaches, and it doesn't look like he has quite enough, unfortunately. I thought this game was really well played from Nerchio. The Ling usage, the run-bys, the killing the third over and over.
Oh, look at these banelings also.
Show off banelings to end it. GG. Nerchio ties it up.
Yeah, great game by Nerchio. Took advantage of his micro early game. He traded Ling, baneling very well. Had a delayed tech to his opponent, but those banelings early on, oh, he did what he does very well, just micros, and then kept his opponent on his side of the map, kept cancelling the third, putting up his third, even before he got his lair. So Nerchio had one thing in mind, which was, hey, I'm going to keep you at bay, I'm going to get ahead economically, and I'm going to win that way.
And he certainly did.
Certainly did, Sean.
All right, well, going to game number 3 now. Merry-go-round.
An odd map. We haven't seen this too many times.
No, not really. And it's a 3-player map here, so we could see an aggressive opening from one of these 2 players as a risk, because you're not going to scout your opponent straight away, because it's a 3-player map. So you could try to gamble the fact that he won't see you very fast, and then try to go for a big build.
Yeah, you can gamble. It's a pretty nice roach map, though. Like, everything's so big and open. Ling Baneling, like, if you do want to be aggressive with that, while you can do it, you run up a ramp to get into the natural. You can't have an overlord there because queens can kind of send you away. So you kind of run up into the unknown, and then if your opponent has defensive Banelings, he can blow you sky high. So aggression on this map, at least with Ling Banelings, it's not seen as frequently.
Well, we'll find out how this is going to shape up. Nerchio versus LiveZerg, game number 3. Loser leaves the tournament and finishes top 16. Down here to the south side of Merry-Go-Round, Ladder Edition, if you didn't know what LE meant. It is the Red Zerg player, Asa Nerchio. Well,
I mean, wasn't what I expected, but
that music, that makes me thrilled. Wow. And up here to the top right, as the blue Zerg player from Team Vega, it's LiveZerg.
that one got me more pumped.
Yeah. Still, I prefer the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun style.
Yeah, that's
the Terminator style.
Oh, the Terminator.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. All right.
Merry-Go-Round, ZVZ, LiveZerg, Nerchio, 1-1 apiece. Do you think Nerchio's going to open up with pool first again just to be safe?
Yeah.
Every time?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
No point, like, he wasn't taking risks earlier in the series. Why take them now? And yeah, there is a drone coming off, so he is going to pool first, and LiveZerg going for hatch first again. So another game in the series where LiveZerg starts off with a bit of a build order advantage.
I really have to commend Nerchio on how well he played in that last game. To be behind in the position that he was with only Zerglings, no layer, worse upgrades, worse units, to be able to buy enough time to increase his production to deal with an attack which would finally come was brilliant from him. And looking at the builds already, he's opened up differently. He's going to scout his opponent first. Well, LiveZerg's going to scout his opponent first, sorry. But Nerchio's gone for the spawn and pull, then gas, fast again.
Yeah, this very, very quick gas by Nerchio, and it does hinder your play quite a lot economically. If we look at the income tab, it's 650 minerals-ish per minute for LiveZerg, and He's going to have his hatchery up much sooner. He's going to have double queen out earlier. And normally, the hatch first player does get gas up much sooner, meaning he has speedlings. But Nerchio, mixing it up a little. He's a bit unfortunate that the Overlord did scout him first, so we got to see the hatch timing. But we'll see what Nerchio does with this.
Well, Nerchio... You know what Nerchio reminds me of or sounds like?
Rufio?
Not Rufio.
Okay.
I know what... yeah.
As soon as you said Nerchio, I was like,
Nerchio. Rufio. Nerchio sounds like a cereal box. I can imagine...
Get your Nerchios?
Yeah. I'm like, hey...
Like Cheerios?
Yeah. Hey, Dad, can you pour me a bowl of Nerchios, please? Sounds to me like that.
I mean, I can see that. They're kind of the opposite of Cheerios, too. Like, cheery, nice and cheery, whereas Nerchi...
Very negative name.
It kind of suits him. But, you know, he's lovely. He smiles all the time, despite being a negative fella. But he kind of, like, thrives on the idea of being negative.
Benjamin Button. 8 additional lings are being built. 12 from Nerchio. Very similar to the last game on, well, the first game of the day. But LiveZerg was able to deal with the push and be okay. But this is a lot of lings that are being hidden, and it is not with a Baneling nest, so it is for a flood.
This Overlord, though, getting an Overlord caught out in your opponent's natural, that's a big mistake. And Nerchio cancelled or stopped his gas income upon getting the 100 for speed, so no Baneling follow-up here. He just wants to do a lot of damage with his lings.
Yep, and here we go. He's going to burst out the door as soon as Zergling speed is ready. The Baneling nest is seconds away. LiveZerg, you have no right out on the open.
18 lings on the way for LiveZerg. 22 lings. He's going to have so many lings. Nerchio needs to deal damage very soon, otherwise...
he gets in there before Banelings are ready.
That's nice. That's a bit of a win here for Nerchio, but there's so many lings on the way. LiveZerg wasn't taking this lightly.
No, he wasn't, and there is a lot of units that are popping right now. The Banelings pop out, and just in the nick of time, LiveZerg will defend onto his natural, and has a potential opportunity to maybe be aggressive himself. Nerchio did pick off a queen, which is nice.
Picked off a queen, and resources lost 700 for LiveZerg and 375 for Nerchio. If he didn't lose that queen, I think he'd have been in a very good situation right now, but his lings do lose the ling fight, and now he has to be very worried about a counterattack.
Yeah, that was much better there for LiveZerg. LiveZerg's still droning, though, but more lings are being made for Nerchio. With the Baneling nest about to complete as well, LiveZerg must not over-drone here. Otherwise, he would be facing elimination because Nerchio is going to go for it again.
I like what Nerchio's doing here. He knows he doesn't have Banelings ready, and you don't want to take a fight at your base against Banelings on creep. So he's trying to avoid that happening at all costs. He's even droning up behind this. He's playing very confident.
Seems like both players are going to sit back for now. Gas taken here by LiveZerg, who is the player who will tech a little bit faster.
I liked this by Nerchio too, kind of just like running around. Then upon getting at the top of that ramp, he saw no Overlord, so those Banelings don't get spotted. So he's going to start doing a bit of damage here.
Oh, I think LiveZerg is fine, though.
He is, if he micros this correctly.
Whoop.
Oh, this one Zergling's being quite feisty here, but look, really nice,
micro.
Yeah, really nice control by Nerchio, getting the most out of every situation that he possibly can. Drone counts 34 for LiveZerg, not currently droning. Nerchio is catching up.
LiveZerg with the Roach Warren finishing up here. Imagine a Roach Baneling attack soon against Nerchio, who's looking to go +1 carapace again by the looks of it with only lings.
That could do a lot of damage.
This is the perfect unit composition against only Zerglings, which is what Nerchio has.
Do you think how is Nerchio going to sniff this out? Because right now it's just, you can't get up that ramp. You can't get anything up that ramp. There's Banelings waiting at the top.
Oh, no, you say that, but he gets in with one Zergling. No, but he turns around on the natural. And he only spots the gas there, and that does not give him a lot of information to what this push is and when it's coming.
Oh, again, he's running into the main now. He sees the roaches, This gives a lot away, and Spine Crawler's immediately going up.
3 spines. 4 spines. Roach Warren put down. He knows he's in trouble. His tournament life is on the line. Another spine. 5. Not messing around.
He's certainly not messing around, and Banelings being morphed. He's seen the Banelings being morphed at the bottom of his ramp, so Nerchio's making lings. He's taking this very seriously. If he holds this off...
Yeah.
And the supply, 85 supply against 50.
Jeez Louise. 32 drones, 34 to 34. He needs to defend this, otherwise LiveZerg moves on and will play in the decider game as our 5th match of the evening. 2 Banelings go in. Not the best of starts. The Spines take a lot of splash damage between them.
Ooh, great Baneling connects by both of them there. And the Roaches, that was held pretty well by
holding
Nerchio.
on. Yeah, he's holding on.
And LiveZerg's not fully committing to this. He doesn't want to get in range of all those spine crawlers. Still committing, though.
Big morph, but Roaches are coming out here. Remember, there's an evolution chamber for Nerchio, so as long as he holds on, he will actually take a lead in this game. He was massively behind in supply, but right now, LiveZerg will try and break this again. Nerchio is investing a lot in here. He's lost his queens already.
Oh, those Banelings, 5 of them ran into the 2 of Nerchio. Great trading by Nerchio. Big explosions going down too.
And I think Nerchio might be able to make this incredible hold here. After spotting this through a really late scout, he gets a wraparound on the Roaches, now getting his own Roaches out. Absolutely beautiful play from the Polish player here. Deflects an assault, which looked like it could have just ended his run in the WCS. Excellent play from Nerchio, and he's on the rebound.
He really is on the rebound here. He's hunting LiveZerg down. He's got more lings than him. This third, he's even fighting with only half his lings here, which I don't think he's truly respecting that ling count.
He's got Carapace as well, remember, though, now.
He has Carapace?
Oh, wait, did he cancel it?
I think he cancelled it upon seeing that the Roaches and Baneling threat was very close, but LiveZerg has to hold on here. If he loses this third, he's in a lot of trouble. But supply-wise, LiveZerg's still doing well. Yeah,
LiveZerg's gotten a couple more units out now. The drone count is pretty much identical. Leia is coming in, but that was a fantastic hold there by Nerchio. Really, that could have knocked him out. Didn't give him a massive lead in the game, but he stopped himself from being eliminated. So we have +1 attack coming in now for Nerchio, and that's the upgrade lead he shall have and maintain from the later part of this. But both players droning, equaling up the drone count between them on these 2 bases.
Certainly. LiveZerg's getting quite a few drones extra, actually, and Nerchio tried to sneak in and get a drone there, but LiveZerg microed that drone away. Counterattack blows up a few Banelings. They weren't on any sort of command, so did get wasted on those lings there. But Nerchio getting... In fact, he's not getting speed. His lair hasn't finished yet. But
yeah, he can get roach speed and +2 straight away, and that's his window to move out of this game here. I think if he just gets that +2 straight away once the Evo chamber finishes with +1, and that's a massive upgrade lead.
It is massive. If he's against lings, he 2-shots them with the Roaches. He's got a few spines for defense too, so he doesn't have to worry about counterattacks, whereas LiveZerg will. He's got a lot of minerals to spend here too, and his third isn't too far behind his opponent.
Well, Nerchio is pushing out now. He hasn't droned as much as his opponent has. LiveZerg's at 58, Nerchio's at 49. They have very similar roach count, so I don't think Nerchio's going to make this with just a simple +1 attack. He needs to be getting that +2 to look for an opportunity when that completes. He really does need to get that. But for the time being, he's gone back to droning himself. But throughout all of this, LiveZerg continues to increase his own roach count.
If I keep looking at this production tab, and Nerchio spends a lot of time not producing anything despite having the minerals. And here he keeps sprinkling in a couple of drones here and there, but LiveZerg 57 against the 52, and he's had those 57 for quite a bit longer. And an extra 6 on the way, he's going to have a big economic lead very soon.
Yes, he will. But I still think that when Nerchio completes +2, that is his window.
That is his window, but what if he doesn't? There is a time where LiveZerg completes his +1, he's going to have had a better economy for a long time, and he's going to have way more roaches before +2 is done. That's his time, so things are going to get very close depending on what either player does very soon.
All right, well, both players at roach speed. Not upgrade lead, a drone lead here for LiveZerg. But he's not throwing that money into, let's say, another evolution chamber. Hydroden, Borrow, Roach movement. It's just kind of producing the same what Nerchio has currently.
They're both playing so wary of one another. LiveZerg did drone up a lot sooner, a lot quicker, and now he's very close to hitting his +1. And
he's got more units currently than Nerchio does. Nerchio has spines. He has the spread of units here. Queen's coming to assist.
This is just before +1, though. If LiveZerg chooses to run into this against the 2 spines as well, it could be problematic for him.
Yeah,
but
he can't get in there, though.
he's being patient.
+1's done.
+1's done. Let's see what he does with this.
So now they're equal in upgrades. If LiveZerg doesn't break Nerchio here, that +2 will complete. Nerchio stands still in a better position here. The spine's dealing out damage as well, and a lot of roaches from Nerchio are being produced behind this as well. It's very equal right now, but I have to favor Nerchio. He's got more numbers here.
He does, and it's close to his base, so these reinforcements, the production tabs are very similar. But
from the north.
From the north, a huge anti-concave for LiveZerg. So Nerchio winning at the bottom pretty tremendously, but at the top, in fact, he fights him back there too.
He does fight him back, and with a counterattack with that +2 finishing is a big move here from Nerchio. So he should be producing more and more units. I'm not sure if he realizes his upgrade advantage, but this is the perfect time to strike. The perfect time, but he has thrown down the Hydralisk Den, and it doesn't look like he wants to move out anytime soon with this Hydralisk Den coming in. But I think that's good news for LiveZerg here.
It certainly is. You don't want to be fighting an army that is better upgraded than yours when you're both exactly the same. But Nerchio held on that fight so well. He even held position to not fight away from the spine crawlers initially because he knew he didn't. Why would you fight away from spine crawlers when you can fight with them? So Nerchio was very, very patient there. Both getting Hydras.
Both getting a 4th.
Yeah. Lots of spine crawlers going down for LiveZerg here too. That's unusual.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit worried about this +2.
I think so too. He's not taking it lightly, which is smart, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, Nerchio just pushes right into this.
Yeah, Nerchio not holding back whatsoever, just runs straight into this.
Straight into this, and his +2 attack over the +1 will give him an edge in this fight. Right before the spine's complete, thinking about that, and, well, the numbers from LiveZerg are starting to drop down a little bit here, but the Hydralisks are coming into the battle. Queen gets picked off there, spine crawl's complete, and he shall hold on.
Nerchio runs away at the perfect time there too. There's no point fighting against spine crawlers, and he took advantage of his +2 finishing earlier, and for the first time in a long time this game, Nerchio takes a supply lead.
Yes, he does, and he has a little bit more drones.
He now knows that his opponent isn't going for anything cheeky like Infestors at this point in time too. He saw those Hydras popping out, and the spine crawlers going down. In fact, his 4th is up too. Nerchio's got himself into a really nice position this game.
Yeah, he'll need to get Hydra speed here. If he doesn't get Hydra speed, then any fight that he takes...
Centrifugal hooks.
He can't really reinforce. Yeah, so centrifugal hook. So LiveZerg's going to attempt a pretty cool move.
Demolition Zerg style.
Yeah, Demolition Zerg. So he's going to build a lot of lings here, as we can see. He's going to morph the Banelings, and then he's going to go rolling.
Certainly is. Nerchio's been ahead in upgrades. His +1 armor is finished. A few Overlords do die for Nerchio, so supply block here, but his economy's running smooth. 65 drones apiece. It's very, very, very even in this game.
All right. Well, how well are these Banelings going to do? I think they're going to do quite good, actually.
If they get if Nerchio gives him time and he gets the speed, that's 16 Banelings. If they connect with Hydras, they can do a lot of damage. Even if they connect with Roaches, it's still a nasty army to go up against.
Nerchio's got to spread those units, and if he doesn't, boom, boom, kaboom.
One thing that Nerchio has going for him, though, is he has the upgrade lead right now for the next fight, but he also has really phenomenal micro, so splitting for him should be able to do it, but I hope he knows about the Baneling threat.
I don't think he does. The Overlords were cleaned up earlier, and Baneling speed complete, so they be rolling.
That's a lot of Banelings
and
as well.
And if he gets surrounded or trapped, think about that. Then there is no running, there is no splitting. Hydra speed, I think, is... yeah, it's done now for Nerchio.
This is kind of getting nasty.
SpaghettiOs. He's going to have to fight here. There's no running.
No running whatsoever. The Banelings marching in too, getting big hits, huge hits, in fact.
Oh, that's an awesome set of Baneling hits there, and LiveZerg's taking a lead in this fight. He's got the Hydralisk at the back dealing damage. He's going to crush Nerchio's army. He didn't know about this, and he's running for the hills. 33 additional roaches coming in for Nerchio. He's on the back foot, and oh boy, is he. There's not even drones mining on that 4th. He's going to have to go defensive right now, but I don't think he's going to be able to. It looks like LiveZerg may have his number.
We're lucky that we're close to Nerchio's base, so reinforcements will join the fray very soon. And LiveZerg, is he outstayed his welcome here? This is a lot of roaches.
Yeah, I love that North army from Nerchio actually getting towards the Hydralisk at the back there. And they are expensive and they deal a lot of damage as well. And
Those
Nerchio,
drones are still not mining at the 4th though, Sean.
yeah, it's a lot of missed income for Nerchio, and he's down in supply. And LiveZerg's reinforcements have turned up or will be shortly. And Nerchio got surprised by that.
He certainly did. He was out of position. The reinforcements couldn't join at the side that he wanted, and the Banelings got huge connects on Nerchio's army. That was great by LiveZerg.
Well, in 5 seconds time or so, Nerchio will take an upgrade lead again with +2. It's about to complete, which will help out. But will it matter? The numbers are clearly in the Russians' favor. And at the moment, Nerchio's getting pummeled. His supply is dropping. He gets pushed back again. And LiveZerg look like he's going to be able to topple the Polish player here with more reinforcements coming in again. Nerchio is struggling. He got surprised by a Baneling hit, and there's only one word that I can think about right now to Muslim, and it is...
I hope the people at home could hear that, but GG, Nerchio does lose against LiveZerg, and relief is all over LiveZerg's face there.
Yep, LiveZerg makes his first appearance in the round of 16, and he does eliminate a player who's been here multiple times before. So LiveZerg's having an awesome season so far. Remember that last season he got to the round of 32 and he went straight out. Didn't even win a single map. But now he's turned things around. He advanced in first place in the round of 32. And now he gets another chance to actually advance from today's group. He plays into the Deciders match against the loser of either Stardust or San.
Just have to say again, have to echo that statement that LiveZerg's been playing so well here. His round of 32 group, he annihilated 4GG 2-0, beat MMA 2-1. Two outstanding Terrans, two of the best Terrans residing in Europe, in fact. And MMA came second in the WCS in total, or in Europe. And yeah, here against Nerchio, he looked unfazed. Just played a solid style, hatch first, no cheesy play from him, and pulled through with a very, very solid victory.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate there for Nerchio. We definitely saw, parts of brilliance from him throughout the series, which really showed his class of what type of player he is. That hold, by the way, was absolutely amazing. But unfortunately for him, it is LiveZerg who knocks him out and advances on from this position. But LiveZerg has a tall task ahead of him because he needs to beat one of the Korean Protoss players, no matter which one it is. It's not going to be easy at all. And that, of course, will be our next game between Stardust and San.
Yeah, Nerchio, there were true, you said it, flashes of brilliance in his play. His micro, he's second to none. His Ling micro, how he danced them back, one Ling would go ahead and the rest would go forward, and he'd blow up Banelings and such. Even his Baneling connections, always making very, very efficient trades there. But LiveZerg, despite winning this match, it doesn't get any easier against Stardust or San next.
No, he definitely needs to take the next couple of moments to think about how he's going to approach one of these two Korean Protoss players. All right, we're done here on the caster's desk, and then LiveZerg is standing by Red Eye.
Thank you very much, Apollo. Yes, LiveZerg, congratulations. You, I heard you in the round of 32. You were relieved, you were happy. You've come to the round of 16. You've been very calm all day. You seem to have just... I don't know, you just seem to be able to take everything. It seems to be okay for you. Some new players come here and they're very nervous. How are you able to stay so calm?
I'm nervous a lot.
You're just not showing it?
Yes, I try.
Okay, so talk to me about the games, because the first game seemed to go well for you. Second game looked like you were ahead, and then somehow Nerchio comes back, and then the third game, kind of crazy, just all over the place.
I tried to trick him because I know if he goes Hydras or as another Zerg goes Hydras and upgrades, he can't make Infestors, and he will push Hydras for end of game. So I made Baneling speed and stop Hydras.
Okay, so
It's worked very well.
yeah, it definitely worked very well. Were you surprised by any of his play?
No, he plays standard. He's standard. I play my standard.
You definitely play more than standard, that's for sure. So what is it about you two? Because you've met a lot, you've played against each other a lot, and I know that you've beaten him a lot in the past, and then he seemed to have a good run against you, but how does that work when you play someone so often?
I don't know. It's just tournament and StarCraft. Anything can happen.
Certainly can. So you're going to play one of the two Korean Protoss next, and it's a big game, but you've beaten Koreans before. You had a great round of 32. How do you prepare for that mentally now?
I don't know. I just try to don't think about anything. I'm so tired.
Okay. Well, best of luck in your game and congratulations. Well done. Thank you for beating Nerchio, and well, yep, you can leave. He's I told you, he's just cool as a cucumber. He's got no bones about him whatsoever. Says he's nervous, don't believe him in the slightest. He is going to be back a little bit later on in our final game of Group D, but first, going to quick break, and then when we come back, it's the Battle of the Koreans. It's San versus Stardust for the first place in Group D.